Hey guys, Jay! Welcome back to the channel. Oh my god, guys, this is absolutely nuts. I mean, literally, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles of Grayskull, Master Universe Origins has been on the tip of everyone's tongue for the last few months. It's been absolutely crazy, and these last few days have been absolutely roller coaster. I mean, we saw the animations by Justin Rash. We saw the packaging art reveal for Mouse Jaw from Roy Juarez, Manuel Eduardo Coritas on Instagram. Today, seemingly out of nowhere, the man-child on YouTube somehow got his hands on Donatello, the very first figure in the line. And I want to take a look at his review for Donatello. I'm going to leave a link in the description below for you guys to definitely follow the man-child. And of course, some amazing artwork from a very familiar character who I've been talking about for a while. And I'm super excited that he finally got his moment to shine in this iteration of the Master Universe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. Let's have a look, guys. Guys, I was just surfing around looking for something else to watch on YouTube, and right smack dab in the middle of everything that I was looking for, bang! This review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello Turtles of Grayskull came up, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? That's absolutely nuts. Somehow he's able to get figures well ahead of time. Congratulations, my friend. This is amazing. I immediately asked him if it was cool to actually do this reaction video, and honestly, I don't want to take away too much from his own video, so I'm going to link his video in the description below. You guys can take a look at it, because honestly, he goes over a whole bunch of finer points, which I was not expecting, and some wonderful surprises for Donatello. But he does go through the entire packaging, and we've realized pretty quickly that this is, in fact, the international release. You can see underneath Donatello, there is no subtitle of, Turtle at Arms, and in the back, we can actually see that the writing here for the Starburst actually has multiple languages, so this is definitely an international release. Other than that, it seems to be exactly the same as everything else. We can see the cross-sell, we can see the gimmick that comes with Donatello. When he first opens it up, one of the very first things that he takes a look at is, oh my gosh, guys, it is the Turtles of Grayskull mini comic, and if my eyes do not deceive me, what is that? It looks like a signature. If we zoom in and take a look at that signature, oh my gosh, guys, it is Freddie Williams II. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Freddie Williams has finally been able to come full circle working on this project for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles He-Man crossover, the Master Universe crossover. He's finally come full circle, was able to do with this book, which he's worked on for so long. But I did want to touch on the man-child's review. I didn't want to take away from it too much, so I'm not going to talk about the finer points, but he talks about the sculpting, the great work that the Mattel team has done. He talks a little bit about the helmet itself and whether or not it can come off. I'm going to leave that for you guys to see on his video. You guys can find out more about that yourselves. He talks about the articulation, the new designs, the colors, what the armor can actually do, that how much of it you can remove, how much of it actually stays on the figure. And he talks about some other details which are very thorough, and that's one of the great things about the man-child's review. He does a really thorough job. He also talks a little bit about some of the details, like when you do remove some of the armor, what you can expect underneath, and I'm going to let you guys take a look at that in his review. And then he comes for a full conclusion about all the accessories that Donatello comes with and what you can expect for the character with his brand new mace bow staff. And then there's a question, because we can actually see that there are more characters that he's been able to pick up. We can see Duncan looming in the background there. So guys, there are more reviews coming up from the man-child for the Master Universe Turtles of Grayskull. Definitely head over to his channel, give him a like and a follow. Tell him that Jay sent you. But I wanted to take a really deep dive and see some of the finer points of this brand new comic book from Freddie Williams II and the Turtles of Grayskull. I'm excited about this, guys. Let's take a look at what we can expect from this new book. I do have to caution you, because it is the international version, there are no speech balloons, and we really are going to have a bit of a time trying to, I guess, make up our own story here, because that's actually what's going to happen. Now, we in Canada have been dealing with this for quite some time, but I hope to be able to get my hands on the American version and really read on the canonical story, the actual canon of this tale. Taking a look at the front cover, we can see that this is the Turtles of Grayskull mini comic. Once again, huge shout out to Freddie Williams II. This is amazing. Congratulations, my friend. This is awesome. We can see He-Man here, who's been mutated, which we already know from the release of the images. We see Raphael in his new gear. We see Duncan down here, Donatello, Leonardo, Tila. Is that Tila or is it April? There's been a debate going on as to who that really is, but I guess we're going to find out now. This is going to be amazing. But this is the one that's getting me. Look at that, guys. Is that Michelangelo wearing He-Man's armor? Is that Michelangelo wearing He-Man's battle armor? And am I mistaken, or is he actually sporting a wig? Is Michelangelo sporting a wig, or has he actually grown rooted hair somehow? This is absolutely crazy, guys. I can't believe this. Page 1 showcases a wonderful scene. We can see Duncan here with all the Masters of Eternia gathered in his workshop. And Duncan's working on some sort of device. Don't know exactly what it is, but he's been tinkering around with it for what seems to be an eternity, if you will. Because we can see Ram-Man here, Mossman, and He-Man just snickering at themselves, saying, "Oh, Duncan, here we go again. Man-at-arms, what are we doing here?" It's like, "Oh, come now, Ram-Man, we must strive to better ourselves." And of course, Mossman is just there silently waiting. And in burst Tila and Roboto. And this is interesting. This is comic book Roboto, so that's really cool. After all, this is a comic book. And they have news. Roboto has detected some sort of disturbance in the, I guess, a part of Eternia. And he's using his hologram arm to showcase where that is. And of course, He-Man, "Let's go, everyone, to battle!" And of course, they're going to investigate what's happening. We can see that Ram-Man and Mossman have donned 2 robotic horses. I wonder if one of them is Stridor. And we can see Battle Cat there, who's carrying He-Man. And of course, my God, look at it, everybody. It's Eternos. It is the Palace of Eternos, Filmation style. Oh my God, that's so awesome. I love it. I love it. But something is amiss. If we zoom in closer, from the time they leave, there seems to be a shift between night and day. But as things progress, it looks like Eternos is actually being covered in moss and then covered by dunes and all but disappears. What's happened? Something has actually changed on Eternia. This is crazy. Moving on to the next page, we can see here that Duncan and his party of Tila and Roboto have found this disturbance. It looks like it's some sort of tear or some sort of portal. It's oozing liquid. Very, very strange. And it's emanating some sort of energy. But before they can fully investigate, Duncan is ambushed by a dark assailant. I think Tila yells, it looks like Tila yells out to him, and it's Trapjaw, but it's not Trapjaw. It's actually Mousejaw. And Tila's absolutely, beside herself. She doesn't know what to make of this. He looks twice as ferocious and, augmented with crazy new technology. Duncan avoids being snapped by his robotic arm, and everyone's just been taken aback. They're so startled. And just when they think that they have escaped, Mousejaw summons his forces, an entire legion of Mousers. I love the expressions that Freddie Williams II has put into all these characters. I love it. The Masters go on to defend themselves in whatever way they can, striking out with all of the force that they have with all their lasers, freeze ray cannons, but it's not enough. They are absolutely surrounded by this horde of Mousers, and they really are being overwhelmed. And just when everything seems bleak, because they really cannot defeat them by themselves, at the corner of their eyes, they see a flash of sword strikes and what appears to be nunchaku, and they're getting some aid from unknown allies who end up being the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everybody. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Look at this. It's not just the TMNT Turtles, it's the cartoon versions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love it. I love it. They are literally decimating all of the Mousers. Of course, they know exactly how to dispatch them, having dealt with them before. We have Leonardo to the rescue, and we have Donatello. Wow, these Mousers are really something. They've changed a lot. And we have Raphael. They're still just a bucket of bolts. And of course, we have Michelangelo. Hey, dudes, don't worry, Dudette. I've got it all covered. And of course, Tila's like, what the hell is going on? And Duncan's like, Oh, that's interesting. Reptilians. This is awesome. I love their exasperated faces. It's so great. Meanwhile, Mao's is in the background just observing what's happening. He's freaking out, and before he can actually attack anyone else, both Roboto and Duncan fire off their freeze ray and cannons, incapacitating him, while Teela comes in for the final strike. I love that. Look at all of the emotion and the action in these panels. I love it. Freddie Williams II really has outdone himself here. Love that hero stance. Just beautiful. They finally get a moment to actually gather themselves and finally have an introduction. We can see this happening right here. And I can literally see this happening and possibly what they're talking about. You know, Leonardo's probably like, "Hey, everybody, I'm Leonardo. Pleased to meet you. Me and my brothers are here, and we don't know where we are. Is this a new part of Earth? Are you okay?" And of course, the Teela and Man-at-Arms are completely bewildered by what's going on. Donatello's still inspecting what's left of this Mauser. "These Mausers look really different. They've been changed somehow." And of course, Raphael once again, they're still just a bucket of bolts. "Look, they fall apart with just one strike." And of course, Michelangelo being the hero of the group. "What's going on, Dudette? I'm totally glad I was able to come in and help you guys." And the Masters literally have no idea what to think of this. This is great. Roboto's just basically like, "This does not compute." On the next panel, it looks like they've gathered themselves and are finally making introductions. We can see the two brothers, Raphael and Michelangelo. She's pretty sweet, don't you think, Mikey?" And of course, Mikey's like, "Dude, she's a total babe." And of course, we have Leonardo. "Pleased to meet you. Duncan, was it? What is the next stage of our plan? We don't know where we are. Can you help us out somehow?" And of course, Duncan's basically like, "Of course, my young friend. I will strive to make whatever arrangements we can, but we have to find our friends first." And Teela's just basically like, "All right, I guess it's my turn to clean up this mess." Moving down further, we can see that Teela is literally dragging Mousejaw away while the turtles reconnoiter and figure out what's happening and what are the next steps. I think what's happening here, I don't know exactly, but I think that Duncan has proposed something to the turtles. Of course, Michelangelo's like, "Dude, that's such a great idea." And, I guess Duncan might have said something like, "Maybe we should head back. The palace should help us out and figuring out what exactly is going on. My workshop isn't too far away." I'm thinking that's what's happening. I don't really know. It looks like Teela actually has a levitation device being able to carry Mousejaw away, which is awesome because she would have to lug that entire heap of robotic mess. And it looks like Duncan has something in his hand. I wonder what that is exactly. Looks like it's some of the ooze that was emanating from the portal. Interesting. And I think along the way, according to this panel, I would imagine that the turtles are relaying the story of how they actually got to Eternia. So it appears, as far as I can tell here, that Krang has been plotting something with Shredder. And this is a flashback, but the Technodrome is definitely somewhere in some remote area. And if we look in the background here, this is neat. There seems to be some sort of portal, and it looks like some sort of like purple ooze or some sort of antimatter. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but it definitely is some sort of portal. And it looks like Krang's been peering into different dimensions, and he's actually found Castle Grayskull, a source of great power. So I think that he's convinced Orokusaki to come with him to try and take over this new galaxy, this new universe, if you will. Krang, pulling the lever, at least as far as I can tell, has activated the portal. It looks like it's actually drawing energy or some sort of material from those two canisters and creating a rift in space. And just in time, the turtles are actually here to thwart their efforts. We can see that all four turtle brothers have charged in to disrupt this whatever nefarious scheme that Krang has cooked up. But just before they can attack, it looks like there's a huge explosion. And I guess that's where we are now. It looks like Duncan has returned to his laboratory. And this is interesting because I don't know what's happening. We did see in an earlier frame that something was going on with the Palace of Eternos. So I'm wondering what this means and where they are exactly, because this does look like Duncan's lab. That's the gadget he was working on earlier. At the very least, we know that Duncan has actually now created brand new armor for every single one of these new Eternian heroes and the heroes in a half shell. We can see that Raphael has his new armor that we've already seen in the toy. Leonardo, Donatello have all donned their armors. And even Duncan himself, as well as Teela, and we know now, proof positive that is 100% Tila, have donned this wonderful new armor inspired by the turtles themselves. And I wonder if they've augmented it using an analysis of what they've learned from Mousejaw. I wonder if that's actually how that came to be. For sure, Duncan and Donatello have teamed up to actually get this to go to become something even more. And I love those new fleece patterns that they've actually added to their armor set. I love it. Of course, Roboto doesn't need any upgrading, or does he? We do know that something happens to Roboto later on, but this is cool. But I love it. Look at Michelangelo's new armor. Oh my gosh. It's not new armor. He's literally stolen He-Man's battle armor and refashioned it to say M instead of H. I love it. So great. Added a couple of shoulder pauldrons, and he's even wearing a freaking wig. He is wearing a surfer's wig. This is awesome. It looks like Mousejaw has sort of reclused. He's turned a different shade of green compared to the blue he was before. I wonder if he's actually going through withdrawal. He looks absolutely pitiful. I actually kind of feel sorry for him. That's kind of crazy. Was he an experiment? Actually, we know already now that he was an experiment, so I really do feel sorry for Trapjaw. Duncan and the rest of the team, I guess, are getting ready to figure out the next stage, the next steps, planning for whatever's happening with this new foe of Krang Shredder entering Eternia. Michelangelo, with his brand new wig, what's he doing? It looks like he's doing something. He's got a staff. He's pulling something out of. Is that a new machine? Like, what's he doing? Michelangelo doesn't know how to use Eternian machines. Oh no! Oh, that's awesome. Michelangelo has actually made a pizza for everybody to share. That's awesome. This is a wonderful breaking of bread moment. This is amazing. Look at them just enjoying that pizza. I love the new armor set that Michelangelo has. He literally looks like he's trying to take over for He-Man. I love it. And of course, everyone's enjoying this brand new tasty treat. Roboto, of course, is just standing and observing human and reptilian behavior. This is just awesome. I love this. Freddie Williams really has outdone himself. Congratulations, my friend. This is incredible. But not all is well in Eternia, for over on Snake Mountain, it appears that the Dark Alliance has finally taken place. Skeletor has met with Krang, who has a brand new body, possibly augmented with Skeletor's magic. I'm wondering if that's actually what's happening. If Skeletor's actually given Krang a new body and new strength with his magical powers, and that's actually what's happened. And we can see Shredder looming in the background there, and they're all in the bowels of Snake Mountain. But Shredder seems different. He seems rather subdued in the background there. I wonder if he's been cast under some sort of spell. That's crazy. I don't know exactly what's going on, but this is where I really wish that they had the speech balloons in the international version. Moving down further, wait a second, is that Leatherhead? Oh my gosh, Leatherhead is coming, guys. We're getting a Leatherhead. Leatherhead is coming. Oh my goodness. Krang and Skeletor are plotting something, and Leatherhead is pulling something. Leatherhead's actually pulling something. Whoa, he's pulling something huge, and it's fighting him the entire way. Leatherhead has a hold of something which I can only imagine spells trouble for the Masters of the Universe. This is crazy, guys. And then in the next panel, we do see that it is, in fact, a mutated He-Man. Somehow, they've been able to mutate He-Man into this grotesque form, and this abomination is now breaking free. And we can see that the ooze is responsible for everything. What will happen to the Master Universe, guys? What will happen to the heroes of Eternia with this Dark Alliance of Skeletor, Krang, and the Shredder? Oh my god, everybody. Oh my god. This is it. This is it. Yes, Freddie Williams II has finally gotten his comic, at least a version of it. I mean, he was working on it years ago and had all these wonderful sketches and layouts, and I really felt bad for him, the fact that it sort of got shelved. You know, the deal could not be made. But who would have thought, years later, they actually made it work, and to Mattel's benefit, because honestly, these brand new figures are looking absolutely amazing. They have new designs compared to what Freddie Williams had originally envisioned, but I gotta tell you, I'm super excited at the overall look and feel of this brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles of Grayskull, Master Universe Origins crossover. Guys, I want to give another huge shout out to the Man-Child on YouTube. Definitely give him a like and a follow. He's a wonderful toy tuber and, of course, a huge Master Universe fan. You will love his work if you guys are into Master Universe. Give him a like and a follow. Tell him that Jay sent you. Guys, let me know in the comments section below, what are your thoughts about this revelation that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles of Grayskull line has already hit the shore somewhere, and distribution, not exactly sure exactly where it is, but is somewhere in the United States. Are you guys excited as I am that this is actually coming to fruition? And are you as excited as I am that Freddie Williams II actually got his chance to shine for this crossover? I mean, he's worked on so many different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossovers, but this one is so near and dear to my heart, and I can't wait to read the rest of the books that are in this line. Or are you still of the opinion that this crossover should never have happened in the first place, and you're kind of miffed that they won't finish the original line fast enough and just moving on to other projects? Let me know those comments in the comment section below, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, please do leave me a like. It really does help me out. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Cowabunga, everybody! Pizza power? Turtle power. Good journey. Geek proud.